The fruit of your words, what comes out of your mouth, reveals your heart. Did Jesus ever curse? I mean, have you ever read in the Bible where Jesus let out a single curse word? No, right? Me neither. Not once. And if Jesus, the one we claim to follow, never did it, then why do some of us still do it? Now, I'm not talking about people who don't know any better. I'm talking about those who were never taught. And I'm not talking about those that were never taught that cursing is wrong. I'm talking about us, the ones who know, the ones who read the Bible, who sits in church on Sundays, who say we follow Christ. If we know it's wrong, then why does it still slip out? Is it anger? A moment of frustration? Or is it something deeper? Maybe a lack of Jesus filling our hearts in that moment? Maybe it's both. Think about it. Jesus says, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. So if foul words are coming out, what does that say about what's inside? What's filling our hearts in those moments? Because if Jesus was completely in control of our hearts, would those words even be an option? Ephesians 4:29 say, watch the way you talk. Let nothing foul or dirty come out of your mouth. Say only what helps. Each word a gift. It says each word a gift. That means the words we speak should be something worth receiving. Would you hand someone a gift wrapped in filth? Would you expect someone to be blessed by something that was meant to tear down? And then there's 1 Peter chapter 3, verse 10. It says, keep your tongue from evil and your lips from deceitful speech. That's not a suggestion. It's a call to action. So what's the solution? It starts with being honest with ourselves. Are we allowing anger to control us? Are we filling our hearts with more of the world than with Jesus? Because when Jesus is at the center, our words will reflect him. And when he is not, well, our words reflect that too. So next time you feel those words rising up, take a second, check your heart. Because at the end of the day, our words don't just reveal what's inside. They also have the power to shape what's inside. Choose words that build. Choose words that reflect Jesus, because if he never cursed, then why should we? Now, imagine if Jesus was to take the same lesson I just read to you. I wonder how he would have taught it. What would Jesus say? How would he have taught this lesson? And this is the way I think he would have taught this lesson. Imagine Jesus for a moment. Imagine him sitting with a crowd, looking at them with kindness, but also with wisdom in his eyes. Maybe he start with something like this. A tree is known by its fruit. A good tree does not produce bad fruit, and a bad tree does not produce good fruit. Can a fig tree bear thorns, or can a thorn bush bear sweet fruit? No, because whatever is in the tree is what comes out of it. This is Luke 6:42-45 paraphrase. Then imagine that after saying this, he paused and let the people think. Then he might ask, what kind of fruit are your words producing? Are they bringing life or destruction? Are they sweet or bitter? And he goes on to say, think of a well of water. If the source is clean, the water is fresh and gives life. But if the source is poison, the water brings harm. What comes out of your mouth shows what's inside your heart. If anger, pride, or bitterness fills your heart, your words will reveal it. But if love, patience, and the Spirit of God fill your heart, your words will show that too. And then perhaps he'll tell a story. It may go something like this. There once was a man who worked in the fields. Every day he filled his basket with grain, but mix in were small stones. When he brought his grain to be weighed, the merchant said, "These stones make your grain worthless." The man was ashamed because he had worked hard, but the weight of the stones ruined his harvest. So it is with your words. You may do good, you may serve others, you may know the scriptures, but if your words are mixed with curses, anger, and insults, your testimony is spoiled. The weight of those words matters. Jesus would then properly challenge the people directly. He will say, "You have heard it said, wash your actions, but I tell you, wash your words. For by your words you will be justified, and by your words you will be condemned." And finally, he will point them toward the real solution, himself. "Come to me, and I will give you a new heart. I will place a fountain of living water inside you, and from that fountain only pure and life-giving words will flow." Jesus never just told people what to do. He showed them why it mattered, helped them examine their own hearts, and then point them back to God as the source of transformation. So if Jesus were teaching this lesson today, he wouldn't just say, "Stop cursing." He will say, "Let me change your heart, and your words will follow."